Hello and welcome to the final demo of the latest round of Spotlight work. Today I'm going to be demoing in one of our stage servers at Stanford. This is actually a full clone of our production exhibits.stanford.edu site that we have upgraded to the latest version of Spotlight and ran all of our data migrations that have been provided in this latest upgrade. We've also done this in production as well, for those that are wondering, that we were able to successfully migrate our entire production instance to this latest version of Spotlight. But just for safety's sake, I'm making edits in Stage today. One of the big things that I would like to demo, and has come in some of our other demos, but as I mentioned, we wanted to show this to you in a basically fully production Spotlight instance here at Stanford, and that is the IIIF cropping functionality. So as you're maybe aware, there are various places around the site, such as the masthead up here, thumbnails for various things, such as pages, browse categories, even down to your contact avatar, all bring in images and are cropping them. This can be relatively inefficient, particularly with very large images, and can cause some serious performance issues, as we've noticed in production. We've now swapped this cropper out in Spotlight with a Leaflet IIIF backed cropping tool. As you can see here, we already have a masthead cropped for this item. If you're familiar with the previous tool, you will notice that this loaded really quickly and is in a zoomable, pannable environment, which was not possible before. So what's happening now is, as I move this box, we're actually updating the IIIF region and storing that, as opposed to storing a derivative of the image. So as you can see, we did not need to create a new derivative to get this crop. All we did was update IIIF references, and now this image is just simply a IIIF URL. One of the very interesting things that can happen, that you can also do with this functionality, is you can upload an image directly to your exhibit and crop from that. So as you can see, I've uploaded an image directly here, and I'm going to select a crop area. And now, once I save this, that image is actually going to have been uploaded to the server, wrapped in IIIF API. And now, when I go to, say, the homepage of the exhibits, you'll see that my cropped thumbnail is now there. And again, this is just full IIIF URL to a disk now stored, to a file now stored on disk. So this is a vast improvement to our previous experience. It's a lot more efficient, a lot quicker, and using international standards that we support. So that is cropping. Other things that you can do, and other things that we've added IIIF support for, is if you add items to your exhibit directly. So say, for instance, through our Add Items interface, if I wanted to simply upload an item from my desktop, say an image of the library here, and I'll just add a title to it. So now when I add this item, it's going to take a minute because it's going to go into a background job, but that is okay. We'll just reload here and go to the next page. So you can see that the object that I uploaded directly is here. You can see that when I go to this object, we're actually getting our OpenSeaDragon viewer. So again, we can pan, zoom on this image. It's all wrapped in IIIF info.json. Also, we are now representing these objects in IIIF. So if I were to go to /manifest.json on my object, you can actually see that I have a full IIIF manifest for the item in my exhibit. What this would allow us to do is to say, take this manifest and pull this document from our exhibit and maybe pull it into a Mirador instance or some other IIIF compliant viewer outside of the system. One of the last kind of IIIF things that I will mention, if you were familiar with the IIIF functionality that Spotlight had before, you would know that potentially know there was a gem that you could install into your instance that would allow for you to add items via a IIIF manifest. We've pulled this functionality into Core directly, so you do not need this gem anymore. So by default now, in the latest versions of Spotlight, you have the option to upload from a IIIF URL. I'm going to go ahead and grab a manifest really quick and pop it in there. So you'll see that this is going to go, and eventually, as I mentioned, this is all done in background jobs, but we should get our new item at the end of our list here. And so, as you can see, we now have this this object that we pulled into a IIIF. Other things, not necessarily IIIF related, but did make it into these releases that I'd like to show. Some of these are edits to our browse categories. You can see here that I've got two browse categories in this exhibit. One of them has no items, this case number 15 browse category here. In the past, in previous versions of Spotlight, if I had wanted to maybe say update this to include more items, that wouldn't have necessarily been possible. I would have had to delete this browse category and then create a new one based on the search parameters. We have now changed that. So what I can do is, if I initiate a new search, I'm just going to pick something at random. If through the Save This Search interface, which is the interface that you would use to create new browse categories, we now have two options. I can do the previous behavior, which is just to create a new browse category from this search result by entering a title to create a new saved search. However, if I wanted to update the query parameters that were associated with a previous saved search, say case 15 in this example, I can select it from this list and save. Now what's going to happen is, when I go to this browse category, you can see that this browse category has been updated with these new query parameters. So now this has the 21 items of this new search that I saved. Another browse category improvement that we've added is the ability to add markdown into the long description here. So if you've wanted to, say, add a link to something, maybe another site or another page right in your description, you can now do this. So if you're not familiar with the markdown syntax, this is how you'd create a simple link. So now when I go and view this browse category, I have the markdown has been translated into HTML, and this has been turned into a proper link. So you can now put markdown directly into these descriptions to add all kinds of different formatting that you need really easily. And the last thing that I'd like to show in this demo is on the dashboard here. We've added this new section at the top called recent item indexing activity. What this is intended to do is show when the last 5 reindexing jobs that have happened in your exhibit. We kind of have something that shows the status of the current indexing job running in the items dashboard, but this is intended to give you a little bit of more of a historical context of reindexing jobs that have been run in the past. So this will give us a running list of up to 5 of the last reindexing jobs, which just can be really helpful for curators to understand what is in progress, what has been completed, and historically what has happened and how many items have been indexed. We're really hoping that this can help alleviate some curator confusion that has happened around the indexing statuses in Spotlight. That's all we have for this demo. This, as I mentioned, is the final demo in the round of work that we've been doing here. We'll have some other teams making some minor incremental improvements, but as for now, this will be the last demo that we should be putting out for a while. Please let us know if you have any questions through all the normal channels, Project Blacklight, GitHub repo, Spotlight, and as well as the Project Blacklight developers mailing list.